Hey everybody, I have a new camera. I'm so excited. I have wanted a new camera for forever now, and so this is great. I get to record, and I don't know. I don't know. This is gonna bring a whole new life into me specifically, and so now I'm gonna share that life with all of you, hopefully. But yeah, I have a new camera. I'm excited. It does cool things. It's fancy. It's got a little window that I can see myself. So I used to use my iPhone, and it was like a guessing game, mostly trying to figure out like what I looked like, what I was actually showing the camera. So now like I'm not gonna have as much of an issue with that, which is great. And yeah, there's my dog. He's getting comfy. It's been raining today, and so a lot of thunder, and he doesn't particularly love that. So, anyways, one of the things I do want to invest in is getting a little microphone because right now I'm using my camera's microphone, and I don't think it's very good, but that's okay. This is just starting out, and I've already spent enough money on this camera, so let's hope that I can continue doing videos and getting better and hopefully having better footage of things and just being a better camera person because I don't know that I'm any good at this, but you know, we're gonna find out. So So I've been reading Crime and Punishment, and I find that a lot of it is a little repetitive so far, but I've gotten to the point where he committed the crime and is now kind of like having to deal with the ramifications afterwards. Of course, there haven't been any ramifications, but just the ongoing conversation happening around him as he is kind of coming to terms with what he did, I guess. And so far, it's interesting to witness all the people in his life kind of make excuses and not really understand what's going on and kind of ignoring what's in their faces. One of my challenges that I wanted to try to sort of do is go back and read like a lot of classics that I didn't really get to read when I was younger. I know a lot of people read some of these books in high school and stuff like that, but it's kind of hard to explain when I was growing up, I think it's because I struggled with ADHD. I really had a hard time thinking about or focusing on anything. I should say I had a hard time focusing, and so I spent a long time like thinking maybe I just wasn't smart enough, which in hindsight, I did pretty well in school, and for the most part I got okay grades, and when it came to reading and writing, that is the area that I really loved. But having ADHD, I think, really robbed me of any kind of confidence I could have, and so I spent a long time just thinking, I'm not smart enough for any of that, or that's just not gonna make sense to me. And it is a rough place to be when you're growing up and everybody seems to kind of be understanding things that you're just not able to understand. So now that I'm older and I got my ADHD medication and diagnosis, and I have a new found sense of, I guess, confidence in myself again, I finally decided to like give it a shot. I've talked about it before, but going back to school when you're older is a little interesting. And for a long time there, like, I struggled with self-doubt and thinking that I just wasn't smart enough for school or for any of this stuff. And so, like I said, finally getting my diagnosis and going back to school and realizing, like, oh, okay, I'm not a complete idiot. I'm decided to go back and read a lot of the classics. So I started with Nausea by Sartre. Sartre? I forget. I don't know how to pronounce his name. They're French. He's a French philosopher. Writer, I mean. And so he wrote Nausea, and that was my first, like, official classics books that I wanted to read. I've read a couple other ones, but that one was one of the ones that I struggled with the most. But it kind of hits themes and things that I like, which is philosophy and also just, like, what it means to be, like, a person and just your existential sort of, like, readings. And so that was the first one that I read, and then I started reading Crime and Punishment. So anyways, but yeah, it's been interesting, a little difficult, but overall it's been fun, and also kind of giving me a new sort of outlook on things and on myself especially, and recognizing that sometimes I overthink things. So whenever I look up something that I think maybe I didn't understand, and then to find out that I did understand it, it's kind of like, oh, okay, so I wasn't confused, I was just doubting myself. And so I think that's one of the lovelier things about finally, like, trying to find my confidence, is that when I try, I do get to see it for myself. And I think that's really important when you're the type of person that's like me, who's an overthinker and a self-doubter. So anyways, all of that to say that it's been interesting. There are moments where I kind of, like, struggle just in the sense of the repetitiveness. There's a lot of stuff that keeps happening that is, like, I, like, keep reading the same thing over and over again. So I do understand partially that is kind of, like, the point, but it is a little difficult to stay completely focused sometimes. As someone with ADHD, I really have to have, like, everything quiet and no distractions for me to be able to read a book like this and really understand it. And I envy people that can just read books and pick it up right away. I'm not one of those people. So anyways, but yeah, this is where I'm at. It's kind of how far I've gotten, and we'll see how it keeps going.